boom. Dude, I love that dramatic intro music. Bum, 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 bah.
Oh, I have it on.
Taproot Tuesday. What's up, ladies and germs? No comments yet, and apparently nobody's here. Apparently nobody likes us. There we go.
We took too long.
Right, 6, 8. Let's see. So how's everything going over there, Mr. Phil?
Things are good, man. Getting ready for the shows this weekend.
That's right.
Yep. So Julius purchased a 6x10 Ampeg thing for himself, but also so I could use it. So we'll have that in the next couple of shows until Trent from Mesa Boogie gets my 2 new ultralight 4x10s.
Yay! Thank you to everybody who donated to the GoFundMe and made that possible. You guys are fucking awesome.
Yep, and he already sent me out ahead. I just have to purchase that as well. But he sent me that before, just to try it out, and then so we're just arranging that. But this next show I'll have that Mesa TT800 head, and I'll have Julius's 6x10 Ampeg.
Can I just bring attention to the fact that I don't look like a fucking mutant and I have 2 eyes? Can I point that out? Yeah,
look at that. It's a miracle.
It's like fucking August all over again. Look at this shit. I'm a striking, lovely human being.
God works in mysterious ways, Tom.
Right. So, my eye is going back to normal. I can see. I can fucking drive. My vision's almost fully back. It's crazy. I actually went to the ophthalmologist today. He's like, dude, that's crazy. And he told me he's diagnosed this same thing once in his career. And in the last 2 months, 3 people have had it. He said it was the weirdest thing, man. So, but hey, I'm back to my sexy self. So, and Ohio just legalized marijuana. Congratulations, Ohio.
Yay.
Hey, man, that's big stuff, man. I don't even smoke marijuana, but I
know it's crazy. It's if we're letting alcohol be legal, they should let marijuana be legal.
Yeah, I mean, look, I fully support people's right to do it. It shouldn't, you know what I mean? It's exactly.
Yeah.
Alcohol is illegal, alcohol is legal. But you were asking me about where I live, Wisconsin, why it's not legal, and that's honestly the Tavern League, the alcohol lobby. That's what keeps it illegal in Wisconsin, because Wisconsin is alcohol, beer. It's all the beer producers are here, Miller's here. Alcohol runs the state we live in, so it's 1950s people who say marijuana is a gateway drug, and the alcohol lobby. That's why marijuana is still not. It's funny though. It's legal in Michigan, Minneapolis, Illinois, Minnesota, Illinois. Every state that borders Wisconsin is legal. And now Ohio, and there's not many states left where it's not. To be totally honest, it's funny. I don't even smoke weed, but I've always been a big advocate for legalization and reform, and so again, I'm pretty liberal on that issue. So how's everybody doing? Hi, Barb.
Hey.
She came in just to say, hey, I like your eye. It's not mutated.
That's awesome, man. That's really awesome.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that, Josh. We support everybody, That's Phil's fancy milk. Oh, looks like you're drinking cheese.
Like you wouldn't.
I drink cheese all the time. I have a can right here. I just crack it open and drink it like a beer.
Right.
What's up, Chris? Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that, dude. Sorry, I'm just catching up on these comments. Yeah, Phil drinks. What is that? It's like super raw.
Just raw. Just not. You don't get. It's just raw. There's no super raw. It's just raw.
Baby, I like it raw. Baby, I like it raw.
Yeah, get from a farm down the way.
That's right.
Get 3 gallons a week, and it's great.
Yeah, there's crazy thing. Crazy things that keep that.
What do you mean? Can't the people just vote it in?
No, because the lobbies are so strong. They keep, you got to keep in mind these pharmaceutical lobbies, these alcohol lobbies. They have these I don't want to get all political, but they have congressmen, senators. They have them in their pockets, man. The lobbies for these major multi-billion-dollar corporations, they donate money to campaigns and they lobby, and that's sure people could try and vote it in, but it's not if it's a referendum that's voted on, but they take polls all the time and referendums, and it's not always like in Ohio. It was basically it gets taken to like a public vote. A lot of times it's not like that.
Yeah.
Indiana, it is definitely not legal, but they're working on some steps toward legalization. I was actually just reading about it last week. I think they're trying to pass they keep doing this medical stuff, which is it's great. It's a nice step, but it's like, why bother? Like, okay, so you pass medical and it's
I know the technicality.
It's like, okay, so you're 20 years ago. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why waste the time? Like, why take that extra step? Just go to rec like everybody else. And I've been saying for 25 years before anybody legalized, like, it's a cash crop, man. All these states, look at all the revenue that they're generating, from taxing and, it's, I think the studies have shown that all the states, look, the jury's not out anymore, man. 80% of the country is legalized and there's no riots in the street. You know what I mean? It's the world is
continuing on. Yeah.
Is it medically legal in Indiana? Yeah, I think that's what it was. And they're trying to pass rec now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and that's good. I mean, look, I had a marijuana conviction. I still do. I had a marijuana, which was literally the only conviction pretty much on my record my whole life was a marijuana conviction from 10 years ago, and it was dumb, man. And I tell you what, it cost me $5,000. I was on probation for 2.5 years. I sat in jail for like 20 days in jail, but it was and it was a felony. Part of my plea deal was that if I completed all my probation, completed everything, the felony would get dropped down to a misdemeanor, but it was ridiculous, man. And literally, the day I was in court getting sentenced, on the front page of USA Today was Whoopi Goldberg starts legal marijuana company, and I'm in court for weed. It was really I mean, it's just silly. They're all asking about your raw milk now. No, this is not raw milk. This is a Big Buddy. This is Diet Mountain Dew. Oh, you mean Phil's?
No way.
See, eggnog. Nonsense. People think your shit's eggnog. Like,
I make an eggnog.
Yeah. Man,
I have curds in it sometimes.
Ooh, does it? Is there any whey?
Yeah, whey.
See, once in a while my eyeball still freaks out, but look at how good it looks, man.
Dude. Yeah.
Crazy. So we got a couple.
That is amazing.
We got a couple guests joining us tonight. So speaking of Steubenville, our friend Nathan from Theriaca is going to join us for a minute and shoot the shit and talk about the show in Steubenville. So you can't see him yet, but I assure you he's going to be here. The milk lobby. Yeah. Well, I know for a while they were trying to keep all that raw milk shit.
They still are
legal too. Yeah. It's the same reason weed is, man.
I got to jump through loopholes to get it. I have to jump through loopholes to get it. Because it's such a power. I mean, think about it, dude. I mean, not that people have cows anymore, but the ones that do, that's a powerful resource, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through anybody to feed your friends and family and neighbors,
Well, seeing what he's saying, what Timothy's saying here is important because Ohio is a referendum state. They will put a lot of things to public vote, but, a lot of times, they don't do that. A lot of states don't do that. They just keep it all sort of internal. They don't really do propositions. They kind of try and just pass bills and, that they try and control it. They won't really put it in the hands of the people because the people aren't going to, Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, pretty much most of the country's legal. Like, literally, like, there's 10 states left, I think, that aren't. Yeah, well, they do see that, though, but they just have their political reasons why they're not. It's, I live in Wisconsin, Milwaukee and Madison, super urban, super liberal. The rest of the state is super red, and the rest of the state is what keeps it. In Madison, it's already legal. Like, and Madison made it legal somehow themselves, And so, I mean, it's weird. maybe they just decriminalized it to the point where they just don't do anything about it. But yeah, I mean, in Madison, it's actually legal somehow.
Huh.
So, what's up, Mark Flagg?
Good evening.
Right. Michigan is still broke. Well,
Because it doesn't go to you guys. No, it just goes to people at the top.
Yeah, exactly. But in Michigan, Michigan though, wheat's so fucking cheap. It's funny. Like, I don't think Michigan really taxes it. In Illinois, it's super expensive. Like certain states, it's super expensive. Like in Michigan, I think the problem is some of these states that were way ahead on the legalization, like Michigan, they have so many growers now and so many farms, and it's just so abundant that it's like anything else. When you have a super abundance, everything gets cheap.
Dude, it's ridiculous there in Michigan, man. There's billboards everywhere, and just their dispensaries are everywhere. It's wild. I mean, I think I'm over the billboards, but
yeah, I know you mentioned to me when we're driving that you're not a fan of the billboards. And you're right, Rich. That's what we're talking about, Wisconsin. That's why we got on this whole topic. That's my tattoo artist, Rich Sari, by the way. Hi, Rich.
Yeah. And billboards for boob jobs. Have you seen these things? Billboards for boob jobs?
Oh yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
That's where I got my boob job, off of a billboard.
Oh, that's the person I'm going to go to. But even besides that, it's just
I'll give you a good recommendation, man. Mine look natural as shit too.
We got kids and stuff. They're going to ask about that. Like, what's that mean?
I know. I know. They have all these weird loophole like fake weeds now for all the non-legal states. It's so weird. So weird. But God bless. My eye, I had a stroke and an aneurysm, and my eye broke. Basically, it went and it was over here, but no. But this conversation is just getting crazy tonight. Good for Genesee County, man. All right, well, look who it is. It's Nate. What's up, Nate, dog?
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man?
Just
good to see you, brother.
Chilling.
You too. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been since Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, I know, right? You guys' first show. Well, first back.
I used to be in a band called Milkweed, funny enough. So bringing this all full circle. What's up, Noe? How you doing, man, by the way? So how's everything going over there? And so where are you at? Do you live in Steubenville?
I live in a little town called Richmond, which is about 10 minutes from Steubenville, 15 minutes.
So you live in
I live in the Ohio Valley, yeah.
The suburbs of Steubenville, like not even Steubenville. You're like even more. You're in the rural outskirts of Steubenville.
I got 3 acres of lands in the woods.
For the record, dude, I only booked this show so I could make Own-Eaters jokes. That's the only reason I booked this show, just so I could make fucking talk about rock and roll shows in Pittsburgh, Steubenville. Like, have you seen that movie, Phil? I hope you have.
I have not.
Oh yeah.
Or this is going right over your head, really?
Yeah.
That Thing You Do. It's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Which movie is it?
That Thing You Do.
I saw it like once. It's a long time
there's
ago.
a scene in there where they reference rock and roll shows in Steubenville.
Nice.
Can you name the bass player's name in that movie, Tom?
I mean, his real name is
no, his actor, the name in the movie.
Christ. Yes, but not right at this second. Wolfman is his replacement.
Yeah, no, the original bass player.
I know. I'm trying to remember. Giovanni Ribisi is his real name. Fuck, what is his name in the movie? Is it Darren?
Nope.
Is it? I don't know. I can't remember right now.
His name is bass player. They never actually say his name.
You're right. Oh, and no, Giovanni Ribisi's the drummer anyway. Fucking Ethan Embry's the bass player because he runs off with the Marines. That's right. So, yeah, that's funny. There you go.
I'm excited. Oh man, we got a lot of buzz going on for the show.
Talk about it. Tell us about it, man.
Yeah, originally I've been wanting to start bringing bigger bands to the Ohio Valley for a couple years now, just trying to find the right place and the logistics and get the right band. And just so happened we played with you guys in Pittsburgh, and I thought, I might as well just go ahead and ask them. It was a great bill. The show was great, and I thought really well. And I thought you guys would be a great fit to be like the first of this Bring Back Live series that I want to do. And, got a lot of buzz. We even got like the local media involved. Like they saw that we released the event page and stuff, and they're like, "Oh wow, we're getting a bigger band to actually come to Steubenville, Ohio."
Well, that was honestly what I liked, dude. I love, that we're going to a place where a lot of bands don't come through, and that was kind of the attraction to me. It was like bands don't go there, so it's going to be cool to be like, who the fuck plays in Steubenville, Ohio? But so many people have hit me up so stoked about that show and the fact that you guys are playing. There's actually a lot of people traveling from different places to go to that show.
Yeah, right.
Too, which is weird.
It's a very unique spot because you're only about an hour and 20 minutes from Pittsburgh and 2.5 hours from Cleveland. So like there's bigger cities that are pretty close. But the problem is that Steubenville, within a 25-mile radius, there's about 50,000 people. It's a lot more dense than people think. So people have to travel to upwards of 2 hours to go see their favorite bands, which to me personally is fine. I've traveled longer than that, but after paying $40 for gas and then $20 for parking and $40 for tickets and $10 a beer, people just don't want to make the trip as often as they could. So bringing bands to this area gives people in our area much. It's hard to explain. Like the vibe of a concert isn't alive anymore in our area, but there's so many people that want it. So the ability to bring stuff like that into our area is a big deal. And you go to a place like Pittsburgh and you play a show, you're playing in front of people that go to concerts on a regular basis. You guys are going to come into Steubenville and people aren't going to know what to do. They're going to be so excited.
Right.
It's
nice.
We're not going to know what to do. We're going to be like, holy shit, we're in Steubenville.
Dude, I love that though. I mean, that's it's true. I've always said that. I mean, some of these markets that are a little deeper and harder to get to have some of the coolest fans,
Oh yeah. When you brought
and
up
the coolest
that's
energy.
a really cool idea. So
especially they don't have the opportunity to see live entertainment on a regular basis. So it's going to be a great show, and I'm excited.
Well, it can be oversaturated on the other end. You know what I mean? You have the other end, like places like LA and stuff where like you're more like seeing a band is not that exciting. It seems like people are more excited to be seen at the place than to actually see the band sometimes. And that was like 20 plus years ago. Like they were just so jaded with. I mean, they got to see all the bands all the time because they're all coming through there.
So who's the last band that? So real quick,
and they didn't appreciate it.
Look, everybody, it's Tanya from.
Hey,
what's up?
I felt bad making you sit back there, so you can just sit and listen to us talk about Steubenville. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So who was what was the last like major artist that played in Steubenville?
I know that the amphitheater in Steubenville
besides the Oneaters.
Yeah, I know that the amphitheater in Steubenville had the Clarks play there before, which is like a bigger band from Pittsburgh, and they had a band called the Stickers, which is a bigger like regional country band, and they actually had Neil McCoy at the stage out in Cadiz, which is like 30 minutes from Steubenville. So those are that's just within the last maybe 5 or 6 years. But
technically, we played Marietta, which is only like 45 minutes from Steubenville. So that was the thing when we went to Marietta to play the Adelphia Summer Concert Series with 10 Years and Truck Stop and
Swampy Soul,
Adelita's Way, that we actually went through Steubenville, and that was the first time I'd ever been through Steubenville, so I was pretty excited.
Was that show not dope though? I saw some video, man. There's a
show
lot
was
of
awesome, man.
Yeah,
that show was awesome. It was super great.
Often, so those types of shows playing in front of a crowd that don't get to experience that concert feel are always the best people to play in front of.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more, man. And Simone, so we got on Rockville because I kept bugging our agent to go get us on Rockville, and we bugged everybody until they put us on Rockville, basically.
And it just makes sense. Why
Danny
wouldn't we
Wimmer,
do it?
thank you. Danny Wimmer presents.
Heck yeah.
Super excited to be on the list for Rockville. Hopefully, some more will be getting announced and popping up. So how are you doing, Tanya?
Good. Just Netflixing and chilling. Not really like a whole lot going on. I've been living out of like the same suitcase for I think a month now. And so I have this just tradition since we're home for 3 days and then we leave that I just like take the suitcase if it's clean or dirty and I just throw it in the wash. And then I take it out of the dryer and I fold it back up and I just put it back. And
Nice.
yeah, that's kind of been the night is washing that for this weekend and just hanging out.
That's
Sounds
how was
exciting.
the LA? You guys. So, well, I figured it'd be cool to have you guys on and we can plug the shows for this weekend, which you guys are playing. But how you guys played in LA Saturday, right?
Oh, yeah.
How was that?
You know, I hear so many like mixed things about LA and how oversaturated it is, and this
Who
was
says
like
that? Who says that?
just like, well, you know, you just like talk to people about playing there and kind of, you know, what y'all were talking about like people and appreciating music and whatnot. But I had the best fucking time of my life.
Yeah.
Like I want to go play there all the time.
Nice.
You know, there's some cities that you go to where I've realized people just really appreciate music, but really appreciate rock and roll. Like rock and roll is not dead yet, you know?
Yeah.
And we went in there and fucking mopped the stage, had a fucking great time, and everyone loved it. And the energy in the crowd was so great. And I was like, man, can we go back and do it again? Like
Nice.
now.
Well, also,
Yeah.
I think since COVID and the shutdown and everything, I think that kind of gave everyone a resurgence in appreciating live music.
Yeah.
You know, that the feeling out there has just been like you said, it's just a really cool vibe at pretty much all these shows we're doing.
You
know?
see people like interact in a crowd like when you're playing, and it's like, you know, some people are like rock and roll's dead, whatever. But
Yeah.
like you go and you play these shows and you see these people who just like they genuinely love music, and it's like, you know, you're feeding off their energy, they're feeding
Oh,
off yours, you know. And it was just a sick time. Like it was super cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
When was the last time
Nice
you guys played in
refreshment.
LA, Phil?
You guys drove there and back?
Oh my God, no.
Oh, okay.
No way.
We would.
No. We bought plane tickets like way in advance. Yeah.
Okay.
They flew like normal people.
That's crazy.
I like my band, but no, I'm joking.
We made that a couple times. We went out to Arizona back in April. That was a long drive.
Dude, we all
The
love driving.
longest drive we've had so far was with Taproot in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and it was 18 hours.
The hike. That was a hike.
I'm still having nightmares about that drive. So when was the last time you guys played in LA, Phil?
We were. I know we were there with Boy Hits Car in say 2012 ish, maybe 2013 at the end. We usually did LA. We regularly hit up LA, and we always had a solid turnout. You know,
Awesome.
and it kind of took this turn from like when we were. I'm speaking more to when we were first doing LA, where I remember playing with Papa Roach. We're our first time through, sold out show. We're playing to like 30 people because everybody's outside. Like we're playing to nobody because they're all waiting to see Papa Roach because they're the buzz band. And even when Papa Roach is playing, they're kind of in and out, just kind of like schmoozing. Everybody just schmoozing outside.
It's the schmooze.
And the fan and because there's a lot of the industry people got into the show while the actual fans can't even buy tickets because it's sold out, even though the room's a third full. That kind of stuff was really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of people in the thread that have been saying the West Coast, like a lot of you guys' posts recently.
Yeah, we're gonna make our way over there.
There we are, hopefully.
I just gotta lock it down. I've made some headway on that, and gotta get with Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nate, tell everybody when the show is in Steubenville, where they can get tickets.
December.
Nice plug.
Yeah, December 8th at the Masonic Theater, which is downtown Steubenville. You can get tickets on Eventbrite. If you go to Taproot's Facebook page or Thoriaca's Facebook page, you can find the event page on there. Or you can just go to Eventbrite and put in Steubenville. It's literally the only event that's sells in Steubenville.
It's probably the only event in Steubenville, period.
Yeah, so just go to Eventbrite and put in Steubenville. It'll be the first one that pops up.
So Thoriaca, is that how you say it?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We've been saying Theriaca or something like that.
You're not the only one.
He always corrects me too, and I still never get it right. But yeah, you can find the event page. I think I just posted it yesterday.
You ever think about changing to Theriaca?
We actually have a video on YouTube of a bunch of people mispronouncing it, and then at the end of the video, we have, ladies and gentlemen, the Oneaters.
Right. You see what you need to do. So when Chimera first came out, nobody knew how the fuck to pronounce Chimera either. So I had them do that logo with the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Under it. Remember that? They had the Chimera logo with the pronunciation. That's what you need to do. That was my idea for the record.
I like
nobody
that.
knew how to pronounce Chimera. So I'm like, hey, let's put the pronunciation under it. And we did.
Where did the name come from?
Then actually our lead singer was just going through the dictionary one day. We wanted one word, and he went through the dictionary and found Thoriaca, and it kind of fits our mold and what we're about. It's an ancient antidote to venomous bites.
That's
For
cool.
medieval drugs mixed with honey. So our first song that we ever wrote is called Souvenirs. And in the chorus, he says drugs and honey in the chorus. So we kind of like to look at our music as like the world is venomous and we're the cure, basically. How we
Can I just say, Phil, do you remember the days of looking through the dictionary for band names? Because I sure as fuck do.
That's Taproot's origin. Apparently, there's a thesaurus, not a dictionary, but same thing.
But yeah, that's literally what we did.
Threw a dart at a dictionary. Hey, this.
Yeah.
Hey, where's Lydia's Castle come from? Since we're talking band names.
There's two stories. There's two stories for it. So Lydia was mine and Cody's daughter. But the story behind it was that I'm like 7 months pregnant, like huge. And like we're living in these apartments called Castle Point Apartments in South Bend, Indiana. And the internet guy comes in and he's like, he's putting it together and he's like, well, what do you want the Wi-Fi password to be? And Cody goes, well, let's call it Lydia's Castle. And I looked at him and I said, man, if we ever do music or a band one day, it's got to be Lydia's Castle. So originally it was a Wi-Fi password.
No kidding. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the short story of it.
That's a sweet story.
Yeah. No dictionary. I think I looked in the dictionary once.
You say there are two stories though?
Yeah, there are two stories. Oh, so well, the other story is a little bit more of an emotional story.
Okay.
So Cody and I lost Lydia a week before our due date, unexpectedly.
Oh.
And so when she passed away, we leaned really heavily on music, and we decided to create Lydia's Castle as a way to show people that you can go through really, really traumatic and hard times in life, and you can build something really beautiful on the other side. So kind of like how people raise awareness to like talking about addiction and opiates. When we do podcasts and radio interviews, we bring a lot of awareness to infant pregnancy loss, women with like pregnancy complications, kind of to break that like taboo topic and to let them know that they're not alone and that you can take something really awful and do really good things with it. So that's Lydia's Castle for you guys. But it was a Wi-Fi name
first.
That's cool how like something as simple as a Wi-Fi name can turn into something so moving. That's awesome.
Yeah, it just worked, and it just made sense, so.
My Wi-Fi name is Hazart, for the record. So I'm not nearly as creative as you guys, apparently.
Maybe we need to get Lydia's Castle to come to Steubenville. Do it.
No,
where's that at?
It's about 50 miles west of Pittsburgh.
So in Pennsylvania.
Ohio. It's in Ohio. It's on the border of Ohio.
Yeah.
And
There's
And
like
what?
a little tiny sliver of West Virginia between Ohio
Yeah.
and Pennsylvania, but it's
I don't drive without a GPS, guys. Just so
It's
so
not
we're all
too far. They're in Nashville, so it's not too far from you guys. Yeah,
No,
definitely.
Ohio's like 4 to 6 hours. Like really, it's not far at all. Like Michigan and this Indiana show that we're doing, Phil, it's like a 7 hour drive for us. It's like super easy.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's why we're doing all these shows, because all these places, people don't get it. Like all these places are 6-7 hours from us, from everything.
Yeah.
Like the longest drives we had, just like you were the East Coast. I mean, for me, that East Coast drive was like 19 hours too. It was
Oh
the
my
same.
God.
What was your drive, Phil? What was your drive to?
To there, I think was 14, and back was like 9.
Oh,
You're in Ohio, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cincinnati. So the very bottom of Ohio, but
the way you guys are doing it though. I feel like a lot of bands are going to start to adapt that.
yeah, it just makes sense, man. If you
Yeah.
can make it work. I mean, for hitting some markets, it doesn't make sense to go. You know what I mean? But yeah, at least for a good chunk of it, dude, you can do this.
Yeah, for sure. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Well,
weekend.
Yeah,
here's the thing. For the last decade, I worked with a lot of big 80s bands, Slaughter and Vixen and all those kind of bands. And that's what they all did. They all do
Yeah.
weekend fly-in runs. They'll autograph. All these, they'd fly in on
Right.
Friday, play Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, maybe Thursday. They'd fly in somewhere kind of central, rent a van, whatever, do these 3-4 shows, and then fly out and go home. And it
Mhm.
makes sense. So when we started talking about doing this, the guys were like, well, we have jobs, we can't really tour. And I kind of brought this sort of, why don't we adapt that and kind of do a version of that? And we sort of adapted that into what works for Taproot. And I say that all the time, man, is it's like, there's no rules anymore. You don't have to go on tour and stay there for 2 months. You know what I mean? Like you can, make it work for you, make the business work for you, and make your business work for you,
Yeah, especially in today's market. I mean, it's so hard to be able to go 30, 40 days unless you're Metallica. You know what I mean? So I
But
said,
Metallica doesn't do that. Metallica does like a weekend,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah,
do
right, they're
another
doing that
weekend
now.
like a month later. Like Metallica doesn't do that either. That's what Metallica's doing. Metallica's doing fucking weekends. You know what I mean? They're doing Friday, Saturday here. Then the next, I mean, technically Metallica's doing exactly what we're doing, just on a bigger scale. They're doing weekends.
Yeah.
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, a little bit bigger. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Metallica's not playing in Steubenville.
I know it works for us. Like our guys, like a lot of them play on Broadway or run sound on Broadway. So, we come back and Sunday through Wednesday, they get to do their thing. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the day, is like travel and shows. It works out great for us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it. I love the traveling. I love seeing other cities. I love talking to people
Yeah.
while we're out, and just seeing a little bit of whatever.
Yeah.
the fact
Trying
is-
different kinds of foods, seeing
Yeah.
Well, the fact is, everybody in this business, a lot of them, we're not 20-year-old kids anymore. And it's great for them to get in a van and just go on tour and stay there. But most of the people that are really touring and doing stuff are in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. Like we're all older guys and, you have jobs and families and different, so again, you just adapt,
Yeah.
the
And
business.
I think
to work
like back
for
in the
you.
day, there used to be like a stereotype, or not maybe like a stereotype, but just like this notion of like, you had to pick or choose like family, career, like being a musician on the road. And it's
Right.
nice to be able to like know that in today's like society, you can have the best of both worlds, and especially with COVID, like kind of pushing things like 20 years in advance with technology, a lot of like careers and companies like let you just work on the road, which is that remote job really comes in handy,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. A lot of that has to do with having a partner that's willing to make those sacrifices along with you. That's the biggest thing.
Oh, 100%. I always tell people, because like I grew up military. Well, my family was military, and like being a musician, it's like if you do have a partner, it's like it's such a team effort. Like when you're gone, they're picking up the slack. They're paying the bills and cleaning and taking the dogs out.
Yeah, see, I just have dogs, so they do all that stuff. They
Yeah.
pay the bills and take themselves out and clean up and
pay the rent.
Yeah, I would say my wife is the real. My wife is the real rock star. She's the one that picks up a lot of the slack whenever I spend time away. So
I got roommates, so they have to do it.
Hey man, Phil's a working guy. Phil gets up at like 4 in the morning
Yeah, I'm
every
tired.
day.
I'm gonna be signing off here in a minute. Thank you, Tony.
Yes. Thank you for giving him an out. Yeah, we're just going to keep it short tonight anyway. But hey, everybody, gets sad when we don't do this. So we always
What do
try
you
to-
got there with the next show? In addition to Steubenville, which is gonna be awesome, we're playing up in Grand Rapids
Friday
Friday. Yeah.
at Elevation at the intersection with Lydia's Castle and Heartsick. Saturday in Angola, Indiana,
At the Eclectic Room.
with Lydia's Castle and some locals that I should remember their names because I just put them on an ad mat an hour ago. D-Day and Alter Ego.
There you go. Nice.
nice.
So hopefully we can see you guys this weekend. Thank you guys for dropping by. Tanya, we'll see you this weekend. Nate, we'll see you in Steubenville.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
man,
was
we're
nice
excited for
meeting
the
you.
show.
Nice to meet you too. Hey, get a hold of me if you want to come to Steubenville. I'm telling you.
Tom will make it happen.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. We'll see you on the 8th.
All right, thanks, Nate.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Tanya.
Bye. See
ya.
you.
You're welcome, everyone. Sorry we didn't talk to the Taproot fans much.